Hey everybody, this is the latest 45 and 52 I've ever recorded before. I'm at work, just took a little break. Reason being, yesterday I was just terribly out of commission in bed. I had gotten 2 vaccinations on Saturday and it really laid me out. As far as the week itself goes, it's pretty much been the whole week, to be honest with you. Both of my kids have been sick, which we've never run into before. And that was scary and chaotic, and it's still, still a little, I don't know what the right word is, but it's, hectic to deal with. And, look, we're doing it by ourselves. So not much support, not much of anybody else giving any extra help. But we're dealing with it. I just thought it was weird. Yesterday, it was, today's Columbus Day. Yesterday, in my hometown, they have the Columbus Day Parade. It's actually for the entire county, but it's just housed in my town. I thought it was kind of strange that my dad, who I could never remember him even going to the parade, texted me, "Hey, how come you guys didn't come to the parade?" He didn't know that I wasn't feeling well. He didn't know that the kids were sick. And I just found it weird because for years I was actually on the committee. I stopped really being on the committee. I stopped volunteering, period. But I stopped being on this committee because I felt like it was just a bunch of older gentlemen who would listen to any suggestions that you had, nod their head, and just do what they wanted to do in the meantime for whatever reason. And that's their business. But the way I started looking at things, it's like, look, you know what? My time is too valuable just to be doing nothing. Because essentially, I would sit there, I would listen, and okay, that's it. Okay, great. This is my suggestion. You think it's a great idea? Okay, and then nothing. So, I don't know. Nothing against the parade committee. I'm sure that they're interested in looking to how to continue the parade and the traditions long after they're gone. Yeah, it's a little sarcastic in case you didn't notice. But again, even just volunteering in general, my time is too valuable as far as, look, I want to, be around my family, want to be around my kids, see them growing. And look, I mean, I'll be honest with you, between work and family and the little bit of YouTube I get to squeeze out every now and then, and, making time to just draw and hopefully just relax is just, there's not a whole much time left after that. So I kind of figured, until the time I was in like my mid-30s, I used a lot of that time for being involved with organizations and, I guess in a greater way, just trying to find my purpose through groups rather than through myself or through starting a family. And then once I was married, and basically was like, well, does this thing really even matter as far as the work I do in these organizations, or I did in these organizations, actually matter? It was kind of like, oh well, they can continue on without me or not, up to them. Other than that, not much changing. Still, same conflicts still exist and probably will for a long time. Same other stuff is, still kind of floating around, but what can you do? We better just get up every day and go at it. The other thing I want to comment on, I guess, while I have my last minute, I celebrate Columbus Day. I'm Italian American. I understand not everybody does. If you ask my personal opinion, I think it's interesting how the news and how media and, some other people have an agenda to say, well, this history book is not right. And I think it's going to be one of those situations that, unfortunately, always go back and forth, where one side brings up one history book, the other brings up another and says, well, yours is wrong and mine is wrong. And now, we're ready as it is. We're kind of in this mode where some people find it socially unacceptable to say Happy Columbus Day. One of my more liberal friends insists that everybody thinks like he does, I guess, or he and his family does. and questioned me. He's like, well, what are you going to do when your kids ask about Columbus? I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say this is the truth is so long ago that it's probably lost to history. But I know this. Columbus is an shining example that you don't have to be a pristine person to do great things. You know, especially when we're younger, I remember reading history books and thinking, wow, you know, the founding fathers and Columbus and really anybody in history had to be this like sterling, moral superhuman to do such great things. And as you get older, you learn that that's not necessarily the case. So maybe that's something to strive for, is to remind your kids, hey, even if you're not perfect, you can do things that'll matter and you can do great things. Just my thought. If you think differently, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to jump on you or anything like that. But as an Italian American, last thing I'll hit you with, I guess, is I will ask you to look up the actual origin of Columbus Day. Look up what happened in New Orleans, specifically the Innocent 11, as they say, and then try to look through a different scope. In the meantime, happy whatever offends you, happy whatever doesn't offend you day. That's it for this week. Take care.